an update, January 20th, 2026. So the main thing we're looking at here is that the gladioli have bloomed. Some of them have then sort of gone over, and then we're ignoring all of the weeds. Some snapdragons there, pretty sure that's seaside daisy, alyssum of white and purple variety, and the lupin's sort of finished as well. But we'll go around to the front now. We're starting in a different spot today because as I was coming out here I noticed that one of these is on the ground with little bite marks on it, so I might actually pick that now. It's a nice little plum. Because what tends to happen is they get close to ripe and then something comes along and eats them. I don't know if it's birds or if it's rodents, possums, something like that, but either way, I want my plums. So I think there were 4 on here at one point, so it looks like I get one. Never mind. One's nice. Lavender, can't remember. Hebe, I think. The native one with possibly a cabbage white, but they still look nice anyway. Some more weeds in there which we'll ignore. Accidental fruit tree growing there. Car going past. Now, I was just noticing here, there's a nice orange there. I can't remember what that plant is, but anyway, the buddleia here looks like it's suffering the same thing that a lot of my plants have been suffering from, which is pest damage. There's been a lot of biting of things or nibbling of things. Right. The grosso, I think it is. The label's gone down past the actual name, but I think that's lavender grosso, so that's starting to get its little lavender spikes out, which is good. So there's been a lot of damage, leaf damage of plants. Ladybirds still loving sunflowers. The amaranth looking lovely. I first saw this properly on House of Ted's videos. I thought I loved the way these spikes look, so I got myself some and finally actually managed to get them to grow, which is good. This one is Limonium Blue Status by the looks of it. A nice bit of colour there. And now I actually have a sunflower that is in bloom. There we go. Quite a short one, but I do like the colour of it. It's very nice. Some ants running around on there. Another gladioli. Now I'm going to go around from the... Oh, actually, first of all, the lemon tree is coming along quite nicely. Growing up quite a bit there. The liliums have obviously finished there. Now the front garden patch here, I've cut most of these bits down because as you can see they're kind of browning off and dying off. So now they're basically mulch. You see there. Does that vehicle go past? This is the... well, actually you can see the head of it. That's the... What is it? The dahlia, that's right, that I transplanted from the back. So it is growing. It's not exactly growing upright. I see many people with theirs growing upright. Mine tend to sprawl out on the ground, but it did have flowers, but it was also covered by a lot of the flowers here. So I'm hoping now it's got a bit more room. It can grow on a bit more. The apple tree here is doing well. That's probably just about 6 foot now, actually. It's a very narrow variety. The lime, there's a bit of green to the base of that. I may well end up digging that out, but I think it was just a case of it's probably too deep in there and things just kept covering up too much of the base of it. I suspect that's what the issue was. But yes, so these side bits here need a lot of weeding and things. This is the weeding episode basically. There's a lot of things that need weeding. The fruit trees here, they're looking a lot healthier now, so they've had their leaf curl and now they've sprung some fresh new growth. Unfortunately it means that they don't seem to be putting on fruit, but there you go. On the side over there we've got snapdragons, the hollyhock, remembered it first time this time, and more snapdragons. These are the lupins, and then we have the aquilegia, the daphne, and then weed, and weeds, well grass seeds really, but and then we have the alyssum here, and the imagine Nigella, this thing just spreads very easily. And then we have our the rose. This is the one that I bought. I think it's called raspberry ripple or something like that. It certainly reminds me of that, so that's what I call it. And then the other liliums that are going over. So we'll go around the back. So I'll start here because I've actually got a lot of bunches of grapes on here. Now I did prune this back quite heavily. Sorry, the gate was about to slam. And last year it suffered from, oh actually it has got some on here now, so it might still get it. This stuff here, basically it's like a greyish, blackish, dusty sort of thing. I suspect it was basically just because it didn't get enough airflow, so I might actually even cut that back again. We'll see. We have the celery that's obviously gone to seed there. I have cleared out a lot of this, so this used to have basically a bunch of my leeks and things that had gone to seed. So I just sort of cleared it out, put manure over it, and I'm just leaving it at the moment. Had a couple of corn from there. A bunch of them just aren't growing particularly large, but you might notice it's covered in a pumpkin or squash, depending on where you're from, so that's possibly causing a bit of an issue there. You can see at the back there, they're growing quite nice and large, but they still need time to actually get properly developed. And then we've got a bunch of potatoes and some tomato plants, and there's a bunch of self-seeded ones. It's not too surprising, but that's fine. I did have some of my potatoes that I bought from seed, specifically the pink fir apple, because they're very distinctive. So I had some of those, which was nice. And this, this was a large pumpkin plant, as in it was starting out. It was meant to produce the 50 kilo pumpkins, and you can see that leaves have just been absolutely destroyed by something or other eating them. I'm wondering if it's, I think you call them flea beetles, we call them pill bugs or slaters, basically the little bugs that kind of crawl into or roll into a ball. So I'm wondering if it's them, because it just seems to be everywhere this year. Having said that, obviously not all pumpkins / squash have been adversely affected. I'm thinking this is I think it's sugar baby pumpkin, the one that I bought basically because it's supposed to be the one that's used for pumpkin pie. And you can see there's a couple of fruits in there growing. They don't seem to be growing to fruition completely though, so I'm not entirely sure if there's anything wrong with it or if it's just a case of just some of them haven't and I just need to leave it. I mean, I'll be leaving it anyway, so we'll see what happens. The red grape, which is the one that's coming over here, has actually got some fruit on it this year as well, but it's a bit around the back so I can't see it. But anyway, now I have added another little raised bed. So this one was mostly, actually I've just noticed something too. This was mostly to put this strawberry out because it was around the side and it was getting nibbled by something. Again, probably a rodent or something similar. And I also brought one of the other, because there are only two, the other pineapple out because I thought maybe that needs a bit more room to grow. I just noticed, put a bit more of that soil in there. There we go. And I just noticed sunflower, because I actually put a bunch of seeds in here as well, because the loofah did not survive. I've taken the netting off these strawberries because something still seems to be getting in there and nibbling at them. And I thought, well, I'll take it off for the moment and see if it makes any difference, because I think if it was a rodent, it might have been getting up and under. But anyway, there you go, you can even see there some of those being eaten. But anyway, the apples here, this is the bought Granny Smith, so this is not mine, grown from seed. And you can see it's growing quite tall now. I'll probably need to prune that again at the end of the season, but for the moment I'll just keep letting those apples grow. I don't know how big they get because of it, as you can see, possibly they keep getting nibbled and falling off, so we shall see. The rhubarb is doing quite well there, but it's now getting overgrown by not just the gooseberry bush, but also this pumpkin plant. The bamboo's doing all right. I think I need to water it more often and more deeply. That might help it grow a bit taller, but it's doing okay. It's all right. The yosterberry is doing extremely well. This is the latest, I think, of all the fruit bushes and things, and it's grown quite dramatically. Like that's recent buy, and that's the gooseberry bush from quite a bit earlier. So there you go. And this one, the plant that was originally around the back, is doing well there. I don't know what sort of fruit it is. Could be apricot, could be peach, could be nectarine. We shall see. The blueberry is holding on. Looks like it's been a bit scorched. We have had some hot weather. Compost is a bit down now because I've used a bunch of it. The pond plants. The pond is looking a bit overgrown, but the water's actually quite clear at the moment, which is nice. My raspberry, which I'm hoping to get some fruit off this year. We shall see. I think it's autumn fruiting though, so it's fine that it doesn't have anything at the moment. So I'll duck into the greenhouse. Let's have a look. Which has, again, a lot of weeds. Now, I put new seeds in here, so we actually have some more, well, some that are actually growing. I think I have an issue with getting the right balance between enough water and not too much. I think there's a chance I've been drowning my plants. But anyway, this is the same sort of pumpkin / squash that was out there, the one that's supposed to grow 50 kilogram pumpkins. I started another one because I want to grow one, and I figure if I grow it in a contained environment, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's still anyone's guess because it'll have to be transplanted out at some point, and we'll just see if it survives. Apricot, funnily enough, from an apricot that I bought at the shops. So that seed's grown. Crockseed plum hasn't, and neither has the yellow flesh peach. They may still do so. It might just be that they take longer to germinate. The other pineapple, which is that's about as much as it's ever grown. Like, it certainly hasn't died off, but it hasn't really grown massively. 2 tomato plants, and then miscellaneous. Although actually there's bells of Ireland in there as well, which we'll go across and have a look. These ones that are now white, they actually start out as green. It's just because they're basically dried off and become white now. But yes, we do actually have a little tomato there, so that's nice. I'll go around the other back. So we have, as I close my door, there we go, some potatoes. Funnily enough, if you water them, the leaves come up a bit more and don't look like they're ready to pick just yet, which is what ones around the side did. I'm fairly sure these are garlic, and they haven't actually gone to seed yet, so they might actually still be growing, but they do look a bit anemic, and it might be because, as you can see, they don't get a lot of sun, and I suspect that might be the issue there. Around to here, as you can see, that shrub has been trimmed right back because it used to be growing all the way out there, and that's all the trimmings from that. The original fruit tree from Stone, I believe it's nectarine, but it has never fruited in the whole time I've had it here, but it does look nice now because of all the greenery of it. And here's the original dahlia, which is one around the front that got transplanted. This is the main part, and then some of the tubers sort of came off, so I moved them around the front. Hebe, a bunch of sweet peas, mostly sort of gone over now. The different lavender, I can't remember what that one is, I think it's pink lavender. Another sunflower here, and the apple tree from seed. This one obviously you can see is growing outward, and that one is just growing upward, so it must be just the different varieties of them, I assume. And I think that's snapdragon, but the flowers do look a little bit different. They look quite nice. Ignoring that whole area, la 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 la, and the plum tree. I think this is called a cherry plum because they only grow very small plums, but they're quite nice, and that's most likely grown from Stone. And one of the cherry plums that are typically on the streets of certainly Victorian suburbs in many places. Anyway, it's a bit warm. I have to go and collect some things and do some shopping, so I'll leave it there. On January 20th, 2026, I hope you're all having a lovely new year, and that the year brings some fabulous times and gardening extravaganzas. Thanks for watching.